everyone. Welcome. We are doing a little class today. So we're just going to begin our practice in easy, comfortable seated position. It's my dog Cecily. She's always going to be playing in and out of this camera. Um, get into your comfortable position. Use a zafu if you have one this morning. And then just taking in that comfortable position. We're going to extend the arms out to our side, closing the eyes. Taking a full complete breath in and allowing the muscles in your cheeks, the zygomatic muscles in your cheeks, to smile. So allowing yourself to bring that lightness into the eyes as you take that full breath in. And then exhale, feeling yourself shifting and grounding. Allow yourself to breathe in again. 2, 3, 4. Hold and suspend the breath. And then exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. Deep breath in. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well done. All right, we're ready to begin our practice. Setting a good intention for our practice today, bringing in joy to the heart, bringing in confidence to the solar plexus, and being mindful throughout your practice today. Bring your one hand to the floor, mirror each other's poses, the other arm up overhead. Inhale, elongate through the arm, and then exhale, drive over to the side. We're just feeling that posture. You can change that movement just ever so slightly to get deeper into your serratus, looking up towards the top corner of the ring, allowing yourself to really relax into that bottom shoulder. And then inhale, come all the way back up to center. Let's take and bring that hand back down to the floor. Let's reverse it and do the same on the other side. Sliding out, creating that C-curve shape. Turning your gaze up if it feels right on your exhalation, and just deepening that stretch. Anchor through your sits bones. And inhale, let's come all the way back up, and then we're just going to bring that other arm up and bring it behind us. Opposite hand to the opposite elbow, and just getting that nice tricep stretch. This is really important for our practice so that we're warming up the muscle groups in our arms. We're going to be doing a few cat and cows, some planks this morning, locking down dogs. So make sure that you're limber. This is a full practice today. Yeah, let's go ahead and do the same on the other arm. Bringing that hand to the elbow and just a slight pull back. Think of your arm coming back behind you as much as possible and using your head on the back of the arm to just really elongate. So the whole idea is that you're not folding forward in the pose, but lifting up through your spine and again, utilizing your breath. So with the inhalation, the intention is to stretch. Exhale to go a little deeper into the stretch. Release that down, and we'll go ahead and now bring that hand back onto the floor where we began with bringing the arm up. Fingers crossed over, finding the opposing temple, and then stretch on the exhalation. The more you push your hand down into the floor or sliding it out, will intensify your stretch into the nape of the neck. Good. Inhale, let's breathe, release, bringing the other hand down to the earth, bringing the hand across, fingers to the temple, and exhale. Such a great stretch. Again, if you want to intensify the stretch, reach the fingers out a little bit further. Exhale, and deepen deeper into the stretch. Good. Let's go ahead and bring the opposite hand to the opposite elbow, and then bringing the other arm in front. I want you to focus your gaze on your thumb. This is going to be your drishti or your focal point. And we're going to breathe that arm all the way behind us. So slowly, and letting your eyes follow that thumb on the exhalation, just deepening the twist. Taking it as far back as your ROM or your range of motion. And then slowly exhale, following it all the way back. If you're like me, you're gonna get some pops in your spine, some good releases. When you use the breath goes into the spinal column, so you're gonna feel the breath going into those areas, and you're gonna get those little twists through your spine. So utilize your breath, it's a very good tool. Okay, look towards the thumb, let your eyes stay fixed and focused on that thumb, and then slowly exhale, twist it out. Inhale, pause, and then exhale, slowly following it back. Now let's release the hands, place the hands on the knee, and just cat-cow the spine. Just getting a little release. Now from here, we're going to turn to the side, so we're going to just allow ourselves to rotate on our mat. So if you're facing your mat towards the camera, fantastic. Okay, so from here, we're going to allow ourselves to cross at the ankles, bring the knees up. So we're going to half both toes. Grab a hold of the haunches of the legs, and I want you to see curve your spine forward and back. Good, and now from here, we're going to rock and roll the body. For those of you who do a different placement, however, if you want to spin your feet around to get into your plank pose, do so. Otherwise, we're going to rock and roll the body. Okay, and then bring the feet to tuck in close. Bring your hands to place down, push into the feet, and hop back into plank pose. From your plank pose, we're going to draw back into downward facing dog. So as you draw back into your down dog, we want to stretch and lengthen. As you stretch and lengthen in your down dog, we're going to drop down onto the knees and walk the hands back. Again, I'm going to face towards you for a moment so that you can see my placement of my hands are shoulder width apart. Okay, so I want you to make sure that you are shoulder width apart when you're doing this exercise in your cat and cow. Now we're going to exhale, round into our cat stretch. So you really got to hollow through your belly into your cat stretch. Toes are curled under, chin is in, tighten towards the chest, ears towards your armpit. And then slowly rolling down and finding your cow. I often play with this exercise because I used to do yoga for kids and lots of schools. So I used to work with lots of different schools in the area. And we always used to, when we would round up, I always make them go, meow. And then when they would go down, I would make them go, moo. It's easy to remember. Cat is like the black cat from the Halloween, rounding up. And cow pose, just think of bringing your udders to the floor. It's the best way to remind yourself. We want to really think about the most inflexible part of our spine. So oftentimes we flex from the T12 of our spine because that's the natural curve part. But I want you to intensify that. So when you exhale and you round up, draw your diaphragm up and in so that it's massaging the heart. And then slowly roll down, and then you're taking yourself back into your cow. But then move from the spot that's in your thoracic to pull the shoulder blades to kind of almost kiss. And that's going to intensify your stretch. Good, let's come back to that neutral placement. We're going to go into our plank pose and just work a little bit of our core. So walking the hands forward and then extending through the legs, you're going to be in your plank position. Now, when we go into the plank, we're just going to drop one knee towards the floor and then push back. Drop the other knee towards the floor and push back. Notice how that feels. Let's do that again. Knee, push back. Exhale. Knee, push back. Let's do one more step. So that's total of 3. And knee, and push back. Notice how that feels. Now, from this position, we're going to drop down onto the forearms to do the forearm plank. If you need to pause in between, please do so. We're going to drop it to the knee, and back. To the knee, and back. To the knee, and back again. Good. And now let's push ourselves all the way back into child's pose. Take that little break. I know you need it. It's a little stretch here. And then we're going to walk our hands over to the side, chin is in towards the left knee or the right knee, whichever side you went to. And just think of keeping your armpits and your shoulders level. And then walk it over to the other side. It's a great way to stretch out that space right underneath the armpits. This is a common spot for a lot of us to tighten. And it doesn't get a good stretch always. It's really important to get in here and stretch this. Right, and then come all the way back to center. We're going to work again into that plank pose. So just working some core muscle groups. We're going back into our plank and we're going to do some leg lifts. Okay, so coming back, find your plank, extend out. Okay, and then we're just going to lift the leg and lower the leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, one more, and other side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome job. Now we're taking ourselves into the downward facing dog. So as you take yourself into down dog, push into your hands, push into the base, into the pads of your toes and instep of the foot. So think of the instep of the foot pushing down. That's going to feel that kind of internal rotation. Now put the weight up to the outside of the foot and now neutral foot. Good. As you're in your downward facing dog, we're going to put all the weight onto one leg. It doesn't matter which one you start with. Do right or left. Put the weight into the one foot and then extending the leg up towards the ceiling. When you shift the weight into the one foot, it'll drop your heel towards the mat a little bit more and you'll feel that intensified stretch. Now the weight of the hands is really on the fingertips, not on the heel of the hand. It's really important to shift that weight out of the heel of the hand, otherwise you're going to cause more tension in the wrists, and we are trying to alleviate tension in our wrists by doing downward facing dog. A lot of people think that downward facing dog is going to cause carpal tunnel. It's only going to cause carpal tunnel if I'm doing a down dog like this. You've got to push back and push into the fingers, kind of the talons of the hand. Let's go into the other side again, please. Now extending that leg up and pushing in. Your weight will shift over to the one side of that other leg. Breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. Good. And then we're going to release that leg down. Now we're going to shift into the next stage of this, which is going to be taking ourselves into our low lunge. Now when we go into the low lunge, we can take the one leg up and bring it all the way through, if that's okay for you. Or we drop down onto the knee and we bring the foot forward. So that's more like it for you. Please do that. And then we're going to go into that low lunge. Okay? So if you need to, always add the extra cushion, flip over your yoga mat, and you're in your low lunge. We're just going to hang out here, just getting that nice deep stretch. Feel how it feels. Okay? And then take and flip the mat over. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to go back into that down dog kick, push back and up, bring the foot down to the floor. Now we're going to do what's called a vinyasa. So we're going to inhale into plank, exhale lower to the floor in our 8-point position, drop all the way down, inhale to cobra, and then exhale back into the down dog. Now we're shifting away, doing the same thing on the other leg now. Bring that foot all the way through and drop down into the mat. Okay, low lunge. This is all we're doing. It's just getting that low lunge, pushing the hip and the pelvis forward. Knee is in control of the ankle here. We're not pushing the leg out to the side. We're not hyperextending in the knee joint. Knee is in line with the ankle. Good job. Let's go ahead and add that vinyasa one more time, please. So we're going to take and bring that leg all the way back to the other leg and kick it up high to the sky. Bring the foot back to the mat. Inhale into plank. Exhale, lowering down. Inhale, upward facing cobra. Exhale, back into the down dog. Okay, now I'm gonna walk my hands back on my mat and opposite hand to opposite elbow, getting a nice stretch through the hamstrings. Bring the hands to the ankles, elbows to the back of the mat, pull in, shoulders pull up. And bring the hands to the shins, halfway lift up. Okay. Slowly heel toe your feet in, sides of your toes meet, come up in to Utkatasana. Uttita Utkatasana. Inhale, draw all the way up to Tadasana. Exhale, bring the hands back to the heart center. Awesome job. We're going to take ourselves into our balance. Our balance today is figure four pose. So when we go into figure four, we're bringing the leg up, okay, sinking down, bring the hands to the heart center. This can be enough here, stay here. If this is enough, if you want a little bit more, breathe in. So when you're in this pose, your body's not folding this way, but your bum is coming down this way. Okay, so you're bringing yourself back to sit in the chair. The idea of this pose is to intensify it to the place where you can bring your hands down to the floor so that you're creating the next shape of lift and moving here. But let's just stay here today. Okay? Finding your feet. Right from this pose, we're going to bring those hands actually towards the floor, but lift that leg up, kick the leg back, and bring the hands down, and stretch the leg up towards the skin. Now let's release. Bend into the knees, find Utkatasana again. Uttita Utkatasana. Inhale all the way up. Exhale. Hands to the head center. Find figure four. Sink down. Slowly, put all the way back up, bring the leg out, and extend up. And let's release that leg, bend into the knees, find chair pose. Inhale all the way up. Well done, let's exhale, bring the hands to the heart center. Just bringing ourselves back to neutral. We call this the sama, or balance, bringing ourselves back to balance. Sama is balance. Right. All right, we're going to take ourselves through a little bit of hip opening series now. So back of the mat, inhale, draw the arms up, exhale, forward fold. We're going to walk ourselves out on our mat. So taking ourselves out to stretch out into the down dog. Okay, and now we're going to take and bring that right leg back up, the left leg back up, whichever you want to start with. You just have to do both sides. We're bringing that foot through, and again, you can do a kneeling position, step it through if you need to. Okay, and then bringing that foot forward, and then just shifting the pelvis slightly forward. From this pose, this is called crescent moon or Anjali Asana. So we're going to come up, and this might be as far as we go today. Okay? If this is where you need to be, stay here. If you're ready to take yourself a little further, we're taking the arms up and back. Now, right from this pose, push into the front leg and take it forward. And this is called waxing moon. So the foot's going to be flexed. We're going to bring the hands down and bring them forward. Okay, that is not rounding here. So lean your chest down, your heart down. And then slowly Bring the shoulder forward. You feel that stretch. And then slowly bring that foot back. And where we were doing in the beginning of the class with the drishti and the thumb, that's where we're going now. So you're going to bring yourself back up. And as we do this pose, your opposite hand is going to stay on the thigh. We're extending the arm out, looking towards the thumb, and we're going to take that arm back. Whether you inhale or exhale, it's up to you. As you bring that arm all the way back, follow it, but one breath, please. Following it all the way back. And then slowly following it all the way forward. Wonderful. Okay, right from here, we're going to take ourselves down into a little twist. Okay, so really slowly bring the opposite elbow on the outside of the thigh, and prayer hands will meet and we twist. Okay, bring the hands back to your mat space. Bring the hands down. We're going to curl the toe under, lift, and kick back into a down dog kick. Release the leg. Bring the opposite leg up. Bring it forward. Drop down. Again, the mat can be flipped over if you need extra cushioning on that mat or on the knee. Knee is going to be aligned with the ankle. We're coming up. This is your crescent move. If you decide to go a little bit further, the arms are lever lengths, so they extend, right? So the more you extend the arms back and the heart forward, the deeper it intensifies the stretch into that hip flexor. We're going to bring that back, hands down, opposite hand stays on the thigh. The other arm extends out and look to the thumb and breathe the hand all the way around. Eyes follow it back. And now, adding the twist. Release. Flip the mat over. Kick the leg back. Release it down. One vinyasa here. Inhale to plank. Exhale, lower. Cobra, Uttanasana. Exhale, out of the Uttanasana. Good. Bring the opposite foot forward again. This time, not on the knees. Turn the back foot flat. We're coming up into our warrior one. So slowly bring it up. Good. Uttanasana. Ekam. Drawing the arms up. Finding that extension, that reach. And now back heel to lift. Go back into Avanasana. And now dropping the knee and lifting the knee for 3, for 2, for 1. Good. Turn the back foot flat again. Good. And now open up into our warrior 2. Beautiful. Taking and extending through the leg, reaching and finding triangle pose. When you find triangle pose, the hand can stay on the leg. Okay. Turn and rotate your gaze up. The hand can drop down to the floor, or you can reach for that. Right from this pose today, we're going to bring the hand down, bring the toe with us. Both toes are pointing in. We're finding our wide-legged fold in between. Reach the hand towards the sides of the legs. Flip the other leg out, so the toes pointing out. Walk your body over. We're going to bend into the knee, make sure the knees are in line with the ankle. Finding warrior one on the opposite side. Find the warrior one first. 3 breaths here. Lift the heel. And now lifting and lowering it all in us here for 3. For 2. For 1. Find the foot flat. Open up into your warrior 2. Straighten out the front leg. Reach into the pose. And find triangle pose. And then we can reach that toe. That feels right for me. Okay, come all the way up. Head of the foot. We're going to exhale. We're going to start again. Bring the head this time through and reach. And walk it forward. Back flat. Lift up. And walk it all the way to the top of your mat. We're bringing the back foot forward to meet the front instead. So bring your back foot forward and bring your bum down to your mat. Well done. We're going to take and cross at the ankles, and we're going to push the bum up and reach back into both. We're doing that 5 times. So cross, lift, 4. Cross, lift, 3. Cross, lift, 2. Cross, lift, 1, and hold, and stay here for 5, 4, if you want to work harder, 3, 2, 1, we're walking ourselves all the way back, flip, and belly meets the mat. Good, as your belly meets the mat, you're going to bring your hands back and turn your palms down. As we hold into this pose, we're lifting into the legs. Okay, keep the legs wider if you have low back issues, and then keeping the neck in line with the spine. Allow yourself to stay here for 5 beautiful breaths. 4, 3, 2, 1. Right, right from here. Let's lower down, extending the arms forward, thumbs pointing up. I apologize for that stream. So I'm just going to turn this direction. Your thumbs need to point up. Okay? So point your thumbs up, and then as we lift in this one, arms go up, legs go up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Release down. When we go into our next one, this is half bow. Your arm is supporting. Bring your elbow underneath your shoulder, so it's fully supported. Other hands reaching around and grabbing hold of the ankle. Just getting this back right now. Bring the head on the inside if you want to work harder. Otherwise, keep it on the outside and lift. Good, release. Bring that up your opposite arm around. Grab hold. Deep breath in through the nose, out through the nose, and lift to the head. Good. Releasing that pose, we're going to push ourselves all the way up and back and find ourselves in the seated posture again. So however you get there, please join me. Push up, press back, find your down dog, hop step, or float your feet forward to the top edge of your mat, and we're finding ourselves into a seated posture. We're just going to twist and twist. From here today, we're going to sneak ourselves back into pigeon pose. For some of us, for pigeon pose, we're going to do reclined position. So we'll just rock back into this position for pigeon, for those of you who need to be in a reclined position to take care of your knees. For everybody else that's in your cross-legged position, keep the one foot forward, lean over, and slip the leg back. You want to make sure that you're not on the kneecap itself, but on the thigh. So lift your body up and center. Okay. Right from this pose, we're just going to let the body float down just halfway, not fully down to the floor. That would be swan pose. So we're just gonna lean the body in slightly, okay? And then slowly we're gonna push the body back. So this is pigeon pose. This is true pigeon pose. I know a lot of you automatically go down to the floor. That would be swan's pose. And there's no right or wrong. You're gonna hear lots of different instructors calling it pigeon pose, okay? So just that's a beginning practice when we fall to the floor. This is a more active yoga pose. So getting that nice deep stretch, intensifying the head flexor stretch. Getting a stretch to the piriformis and the neck. And right from this posture, we're going to sweep it back around. Right? So we're kicking back. We're going to lean over, bring that leg forward and cross. If we feel necessary to extend the other leg out, please do so. And we're going to bring the opposite elbow, the eye of the elbow, to hug the knee. Inhale, tall through the spine. Sweep the hand behind thumb. Or the heel of your hand finds close into the spine. Lift up tall and exhale to lift. Ooh, my spine just popped. Good. All the way back. You're going to bring the other hand to the ankle. Drop back onto the forearm and turn and rotate your torso the opposite side. And you'll intensify the stretch here. Good. Slowly come up and let's repeat the process on the other side. So now this knee is down. You're either reclining back and taking this leg with you, so the opposite leg, or you're sweeping the leg back and you're finding your pigeon pose. We're only going forward halfway. So walk your hands out, bend your elbows, and you'll feel that intensified stretch into the piriformis. Okay, we're not doing a deep stretch into the piriformis today. We'll do that on the floor. Recline position. Good work. Okay, slowly walk it back. One side is always easier than the other. Please remind yourself you are not created equal. It's okay. All right, let's take it into that twist now. So bringing ourselves all the way forward, right? The one leg crosses over the thigh, so the foot crosses over the thigh. We can keep the knee bent. I prefer the extended version myself, just because I'm trying to keep my knees nice and safe. Bring the body up, eye of your elbow, hugs the opposite knee. Spine tall. Sweep the hand behind you. Oh, and I know it's out of, you don't see it, but the foot, the straight leg, this foot is flexed. You don't want the toe pointed. You want the foot flexed. That's going to lift you up. It adds the dimension of staff pose in Lord of the Fish or Matsuyama pose. Sometimes this pose is called Marishi pose. Inhale tall and exhale twist. Don't get hung up on the names of the poses themselves. I know with my teachings, with my students, that was one of the things that a lot of them all got thrown off on. They're like, I can't remember the names of the poses. It's okay. Just feel the poses. Yoga it's just like language. We all have different words for different stuff, but they're just words. Feel the exercises. That's all it's about. Feel the words. So if somebody says to you, I love you, but they say it in a different language, you're still going to understand it because you're feeling it. It's not the words, it's the intensified variations of the language, the inflections, the tones, the body language. So it's all there. We all speak different languages, but we all understand one another. And now let's find that opposite twist, opposite hand. Drop down onto the forearm, and then exhale and turn to twist. Okay. So right from here, we're going to take ourselves and we're going to do a little vinyasa forward. So we'll do one more intensified stretch for our practice today, and then we're going to find ourselves into a reclined position for some hamstring stretches. So we're going to rock yourself back up. We're going to bring the hands forward. Push back into our plank pose, okay, and then press back into our down dog. From our down dog, we're going to use some forearm work. So we're going to drop down onto the forearms in our down dog. This is a way of prepping our body for headstand. Okay, so this is just a light way of prepping the body as we progress through our series. I am going to be taking you through some inversions. All right, right from there, we're going to drop down onto the knees. Find yourself going back into child's pose. Forehead to your mat. Bring the hands behind you. Work into a chest expander. Release the arms. Bring them all the way forward. We're going to flip ourselves now back over. So just drop onto the hip. Bring your feet forward. Bring your body forward. We're going to work into some hamstring extension. So we're going to hold the sides of the legs. Pull in. Relax the head down. Draw the one leg down. It doesn't matter which one. You're going to do both sides anyways. And then extend the leg up. When you're here, I want you to find your pelvis. So use your thumb to hook into the meat of your thigh and roll that externally. And then pull in. Now when you're ready and you feel comfortable, bring that opposite hand up and extend. If you have low back issues, you can always bend into that one knee. Otherwise, I want you to think of that thigh pressing down to the floor. Right from this pose, we're going to bend into that knee, bring it into the figure four, and release down, head to the floor. Thread the needle, and pull in, push the leg out. And then we're going to take and work into the glute stretch, and then across, and press and pose. If it's too much for you to reach for the feet, just pull in. The one thigh is on top of the other, and okay, we're taking both legs to the ceiling. Hands are to the hips. If you need to sit on the hands for low back issues, please do so. We're going to lower the legs towards the floor. Flex the feet, and bring it back up. We're going to do that 3 times. Point the toes. Flex the feet. Point the toes. Flex the feet. And bring the knees in. Extend the other leg and lift. Thumb hooks into the middle of the thigh, pull it outwards. You want to externally rotate and pull in. Bring the other hand up and pull. Remember, you can always use that other hand to the thigh. And release across. Thread the needle. Use your other elbow. So the hands are interlaced, the other elbow is pushing the pry bar to push that leg out. Bring the leg across and pull in. Right here. Or maybe right here. Let's go back up to the ceiling. Right through the toes. Flex the feet, bring it up. Point the toes. Flex the feet. Let's do one more for good measure. On the toes. Flex. And release. Low back is relaxing. Bring your feet back to the floor. Do a gentle pelvic rock. And then slide your legs up. Drop your hands by your sides. And dry your hands gently. One side to side. Bring yourself back to center. Drop your shoulders back and down. Relax your jaw. Relax your facial muscles. Your body soften. As much time as you need to let your body explore what you just completed. Send gratitude to your body for allowing it to be mindful of the movements of its muscles. Send gratitude to your mind for staying completely in the process of breath and movement through your practice today. Stay in a reclined position. Allow yourself to stay settled as long as you need to. Allow your eyes to be closed and scan your body. Use your breath. Take an inhale down to the tips of your toes. And now exhale out through the bases of your feet. Let your mind really adopt this practice of visualization. Take a breathe into your knees and exhale out the sides of your legs. Breathe into the inner thighs and exhale out the sides of your hips. Breathe into the belly, exhale on the sides of your ribcage. Breathe into your heart and exhale out through your arms and fingertips. Relax the jaw, relax the facial muscles as you feel this beautiful breath move into your whole body. And exhale out through the crown of your head. Feel a soft tingling over your whole body. Feel the energy, the space that you're creating, the calmness within you has always been there underneath all of your 3,000 thoughts per day. Softly melting into each breath. Feeling that full peace and contentment, adopting a calmer space, adopting a calmer breath. Slowly when you're ready, begin wiggling your fingers and your toes, letting your body become a little bit more active. As you have made your body a little bit more active, slowly bringing yourself up into a comfortable operating position. Finding that session. Let's bring the hands to meet up at that session this morning. May the long spring sun shine upon you. Inner light surround you, and love guide you on your way. night. Have an amazing rest of your day. Start this in the morning. And have a wonderful sleep. Start this class. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing today, I hope that you are finding a little bit more peace and a little bit more calm as you're here. Thanks for tuning in.